Good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome back. So, today we are going to learn the third variety of calculating wages under labor costing. Under the third variety, the question which we are going to discuss is as follows: a worker produced 250 units in a week. Then the guaranteed weekly wages payment for 45 hours is rupees 90. The expected time to produce one unit is 15 minutes, which is raised further by 20% under the incentive scheme, which means the company has given the company's standard time set is 15 minutes to produce one unit, but the company which is following a particular incentive scheme will allow the employees to produce one unit with 20% extra standard time. So the calculations we'll see in the further lines. So with the following information, we'll have to calculate total earnings or total wages payable for a labor under ALSE plan and Rowan plan. First, we'll see what is the information. We'll just write it down. Given is the units produced for 250 units. Then the time taken by the employee is 45 hours a week. Hourly rate given is rupees 90. Standard time per unit is 15 minutes plus 20% of 15 minutes. So when we read the question, we got to know that the company has allowed, the firm or a factory has allowed to raise 20% of the 15 minutes to total the standard time. So 15 minutes is normal standard time. The company with some incentive scheme that is being followed has given extension of 20% of the given standard time. So 15 minutes plus 20% of 15 minutes. So 20% of 15 minutes is nothing but 3 minutes. So the total standard time per unit will be 18 minutes. This is the new thing which you are learning in this particular problem compared to the previous one. Previously, it was just the standard time given. Here, the standard time plus 20% raise the company is giving. Up next, we have the total standard time for the given number of units, that is 250 units into 18 minutes. Previous step, we got to know the standard time per unit. Here, we are going to calculate total standard time in minutes for the total production. So that is 250 units into 18 minutes, 4,500 minutes. So if you people can recall, the next step will be conversion of standard time in units, standard time in minutes to hours. So to convert minutes into hours, you need to divide total minutes by 60, which will give us total standard time in hours, that is 75 hours. For calculation of Halsey plan and Rowan plan, we need time saved. So time saved is nothing but standard time minus time taken by the labor, that is 75 hours minus 45 hours, 30 hours. The only thing which you will have to learn in this particular problem is adding that 20% to the given standard time. Rest will remain the same as previous problem. So first we will start with ALSE plan, ALSE premium plan or ALSE plan. I have got the image of whatever is given so that it will be easy for us to substitute the information in formula. So the formula to calculate total wages payable under ALSE plan is hourly rate into time taken plus 50% into time saved into hourly rate. So hourly rate given in the question is rupees 90, time taken is 45 hours plus 50% into time saved. Time saved is 30 hours into hourly rate, that is 90 rupees. So when it is summed up, we get rupees 5,400. This is ALSE premium plan. Up next, we are going to learn Rowan premium plan. So to calculate wages under Rowan premium plan or to calculate the total earnings of the labor under Rowan premium plan, the formula required is hourly rate into time taken plus time saved by standard time into time taken into hourly rate. So I'm going to substitute the numbers from the given. So hourly rate is rupees 90. time taken is 45 hours plus time saved by standard time, that is the proportion of time saved to the standard time. 30 hours divided by 75 hours into time taken 45 hours into rupees 90, that is the hourly rate. The time taken, we have substituted all the information, and when it is summed up, we get the total wages payable under Rowan Premium Plan, which will be rupees 5,670. So if this is fine, we can go ahead. Okay, I shall go a little slow. So this is the Rowan Premium Plan. This variety, we just got one new thing which we learned, that is the standard time plus further extension few organizations follow to get better efficiency out of the employee. Okay, we'll go with the next question or the next variety. So fourth variety, the information or the question is as follows. From the following information below, calculate the earnings of M and N. That is, the information is about two laborers, labor M and labor N. So which are the methods we are supposed to use to calculate wages under this question is time rate system and straight piece rate system. So we'll have to calculate what is the wages that is earned by M and N if the company follows time rate system. That is, when the wages is paid based on the number of hours worked by the laborer inside the factory. Straight piece rate system, it talks about the number of units produced by each laborer. Time rate system is about the number of hours the employees was inside and working. Straight piece rate talks about the number of units produced by the laborers. So the further information is standard production is 8 units per hour. Normal time rate is rupees 4 per hour. And the last information is in 9 hours a day, M produces 54 units and N produced 75 units. So in a day, both the laborers are working for 9 hours. The number of units produced by each of them is M 54 and N 75. So shall we start with time rate system? Time rate system, the formula is easy. We are going to consider the number of hours worked by each of the laborer in a day. So both the laborers have worked 9 hours a day. So earnings or wages under the system is number of hours worked multiplied with rate per hour. That is 9 hours into rupees 4, rupees 36. So under time rate system, both the employees have worked equal amount of duration, that is 9 hours. So both of them have been paid wages at rupees 4 per hour, which will be rupees 36. So under time rate system, every employee in an organization is paid the same if the working hours is same for every employee. If this is fine, we will go with the straight piece rate system. I hope this is very simple. Okay. Under straight piece rate system, we are going to check in the the number of units that is being produced by each employee, and the wages on each unit will be paid by multiplying rate per unit or normal piece rate. So in previous system, we gave normal time rate. Under this system, we need to give the laborers the wages at normal piece rate. And if you look at the image below, the given information, we don't have normal piece rate. So we need to calculate normal piece rate using the formula normal time rate divided by standard production. So entire chapter, if you look into, we hardly have 7 formulas which you will have to remember. This is one amongst that. So normal piece rate will be calculated by dividing normal time rate by standard production. So in the given question, normal time rate is rupees 4, standard production is 8 units. So if it is divided, we get normal piece rate, which will be rupees 0.5 per unit. So to calculate wages under this system, the formula is number of units produced by a labor multiplied with normal piece rate per unit. So for labor M, he had produced 54 units. we will have to pay rupees 0.5 per unit, which will equal to rupees 27. The same way for labor N, he had produced 75 units and per unit price or per unit rate is 0.5. So for 75 units he has produced, he will be given the wage of rupees 37.5. These all are section B problems. Section C, they will ask the same, but they'll be giving you more labors. I'm calculating only for 2 laborers over here. In the examination, the same question may be asked for section C, wherein they will give you probably say 5 or 6 labor who has produced different number of units. Time rate system, the wages will be same for everyone if they have worked for same number of hours. But straight piece rate system, it depends on the units produced by each laborer. Hope this is fine. If it's fine, I can go with the last variety or the third variety for the day. Okay, the next variety, it says calculate the earning of workers under the following. So we have 2 different rate systems which we are going to learn now. Taylor's differential piece rate system, Merrick's plan. So we'll see what is this Taylor piece rate system and Merrick's plan in the further slides. So the further information are time rate is equal to rupees 30 per hour. That is rate per hour that is paid by the company is rupees 30. Standard output per hour is 6 units. That is the expectation of the firm from each employee is to produce 6 units per hour. Differential piece rates to be applied. So under this method, the company has put up some standard rates at which the employee will be allotted the wages or the wages will be paid. If the employee falls under the category of low rate, he will be given a lower piece rate of 80% of the normal piece rate. If the employee falls under the category I piece rate, he will be given an high piece rate of 120% of normal piece rate. We will just see what is this low piece rate, high piece rate, everything in the next slide. And the last part of the question says both the employees have worked 8 hours a day, but Mr. A has produced 39 units and Mr. D has produced 50 units. I shall give you a few seconds to just look into the question again, then I'll go with the further calculation. Okay, so first I'll tell you people what is Taylor's differential piece rate system, then we'll do the calculation of wages under the same system. So under Taylor's differential piece rate system, Mr. Taylor has given the organization to follow 2 types of piece rates. What are these 2 types of piece rates? Lower rate and higher rate. What is this piece rate system where we are calculating the wages depending upon the number of units produced by each employee? So Mr. Taylor, what he said, how is the company going to differentiate the employees based on the production that is done by the employees? He says differentiate the employees as lower rate or differentiate the wages that is supposed to be paid for every employee based on the units they produce into 2 categories. An employee who is not able to produce standard units that is set by the company, he will be into substandard performance. So for such kind of employees, the rate of wages that is supposed to be paid is a lower rate. The same way, if an employee is able to produce the standard production that is set by the company or more than the standard production that is set by the company, then the wages that is supposed to be paid to such employees for giving a standard performance or above standard performance is higher rate. So for those employees who are not able to meet the standard production, they must be given a lower rate of wages. For those employees who are able to perform or able to produce the number of standard units that is set by the company, or they are able to produce more than the standard set, they must be given a higher rate. So depending upon the performance, the rate is fixed. We'll see what are the rates that is given in the question. So the information given in the question we have written over here. Time rate is equal to rupees 30 per hour. Standard output per hour is 6 units. Standard time given by the company or the factory is 8 hours. That is the last sentence what we read. In a day, both the employees or both the laborers are working for 8 hours. Then the differential piece rates to be applied. In the question itself, they have given a low piece rate and a high piece rate. So employees falling under low piece rate are those who are not able to produce the standard output or standard production. So for such employees, it will be 80% of NPR. NPR is nothing but normal piece rate. What is this normal piece rate? That is not given in the question. We are going to calculate in the further steps. And high piece rate will be 120% of NPR. So people who are falling under the category high piece rate, that is people who are able to produce the set standard output or more than the standard output, will be given 120% of NPR. That is 20% excess of the wages that is being fixed. Now, there are some information which is missing for the further calculation. So we're going to calculate that. That is standard, total standard output. So from the given question, we know that standard output per hour is 6 units. And the number of hours that is, the number of hours worked by the laborers are 8 hours. So in 8 hours, they'll be able to produce 48 units, 6 units per hour. So for 8 hours, it will be 48 units. And further, we need normal piece rate, which is not given in the question. The formula for that is normal time rate divided by standard output, which will give us rupees 5 per piece. If you are able to compare with the previous variety, over here, we are differentiating or we are segregating the employees under 2 categories. People who must be paid the low piece rate are those who are whose performance is below the standard. That is, they are not able to produce the standard output or standard production set by the company. Those people has to be paid at 80% of normal piece rate. The same way, if a particular employee is doing really well, he's outcasting the standard output that is set by the company, then he must be paid a high piece rate, that is 120% of the normal piece rate. Okay. So further we'll see what will be the calculation or what will be the wages that is supposed to be paid for the laborers mentioned in the question. So there were 2 laborers, Mr. A and Mr. D. Now to see what will be the applicable rate for each of the laborer, I will compare their actual production with the standard production that is set by the company. Mr. A has produced 39 units, whereas the standard set by the company is 48 units. So when you compare, you will get to know that he is a substandard performer, or his performance is substandard performance, wherein the standard production set by the company is 48 hours. That is, the company is expecting Mr. A to produce 48 units, but he is able to produce only 39 units. So he falls under the category substandard performance. So the applicable rate for him is lower rate or lower piece rate, which is 80%. So his total earnings will be, by using the formula given below the table, that is units produced into differential piece rate. That is 39 units into 80% of NPR, that is normal piece rate, rupees 5. So 39 into 80% of 5 is rupees 4. The way total earnings will be 156. If you look at the Mr. D or the laborer Mr. D, his actual production is 50 units, whereas the company standard production is 48 units. That means he is able to produce more than the company's set standard. So he falls under the category above standard performance, or he is being a above standard performer. So the applicable rate for him is high piece rate, that is at 120%. So the total wages for him, or the total wages payable to him, is units produced into differential piece rate, that is 50 units into 120% of rupees 5. Where did we get this 120% and 80%? It is already given in the question. So 120% of rupees 5 for Mr. D is rupees 6. He has produced 50 units. So per unit it is 6 rupees. So total wages for him is 50 units into rupees 6, rupees 300. So I'll just give a moment for you people to just go through the table, and I will go with the merit system. Okay, we will move on to the last method, that is merit calculation of wages under merit differential rate system. So under merit differential piece rate system, the person, Mr. Merrick, has given a category or the percentages of wages, or the rates at which the employee must be paid. So what he has done is he has given at what level of efficiency, what rate per piece must be maintained. In trainer's differential rate system, he just said you people categorize the employees into lower piece rate and higher piece rate. He didn't mention what must be the piece rate under both the categories. Under this particular system, that is Merrick's differential piece rate system, the person itself has given what is the level of efficiency every employee or each employee will fall under, and depending upon the level of efficiency of the employee, piece rate must be fixed. So if you look into the table, we can see what the different level of efficiency the employees might fall into, and what must be the rate per piece for the employees falling into each category. So how are you going to calculate level of efficiency under this method? And level of efficiency given in the table is in percentages. So we are going to multiply the whole formula with 100. So to calculate laborer's level of efficiency, you need to divide actual production by standard production. That is, you need to divide actual production of every employee with the standard production set by the company and multiply it with 100. Okay. So for employees falling under the category of level of efficiency up to 83.33%, you're going to just pay normal piece rate. That is rupees 5. If you people can recall, we calculated normal piece rate in previous slide. So if you look over here, that is normal piece rate is equal to normal time rate divided by standard output. That is rupees 5 per unit or 5 per piece. So people falling under the category up to 83.33% normal piece rate, people falling under 83.33% to 100%, 1.1 into the normal piece rate, and people who are able to outperform, that is produce more than the standard production, falling under the level of efficiency 100% and above, they will be paid 1.2 or 1.3 into normal piece rate. So just to give more wages to the employees in our calculation, we will set 1.3 into NPR. Okay. So this is the simple calculation. We are going to categorize both the employees and we will see which level of efficiency category they fall into. So we know the formula for labor's level of efficiency is actual production by standard production into 100. So Mr. A's actual production is 39. We are going to divide that by standard production 48. Into 100 will give us his level of efficiency 81.25%. The same way for Mr. B, we are going to do the same. Actual production divided by standard production into 100. That is 104.16%. Now, so we know that both we know the level of efficiency of both the employees. Mr. A falls on, so Mr. A's level of efficiency is 81.25%. So he falls under the category of up to 83.33%. So we are going to pay him only the normal piece rate. So the normal piece rate or the applicable rate for Mr. A is rupees 5. His total earnings will be number of units he has produced into the multiplied with the normal piece rate, that is rupees 5, which will equal to rupees 195. So his total wages or the total earnings will be rupees 195. When we look into Mr. B, his level of efficiency is 104.16%. So what category he falls into? He falls into the third category, that is 100% and above level of efficiency, where he will be paid 1.2 or 1.3 of the normal piece rate. So in this calculation, I have taken 1.2, but in examination, you can take either 1.2 or 1.3. So 1.2 into normal piece rate, that is rupees 5 into 1.2 will be rupees 6. So the total earnings of Mr. B is 50 units into rupees 6, that is rupees 300. So you have learned many methods to calculate wages. So you can compare now. Under just differential rate system, the wages were different. That is Taylor's differential rate system, the wages were different. The wages under Merrick's differential rate system, wages are different. When the company follows only time rate system, the wages are different. When the companies follow piece rate system, the wages are different. So depending upon the company's policies, they decide which method of wage calculation or which wage system must be followed in paying wages to their employees. So just go through all the slides. The slides are already shared. Thank you, everyone.